the big house, Michigan Stadium. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. It's the Texas Longhorns and the Michigan Wolverines. Alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I am Reese Davis. Holly Rose down on the sidelines. We say hello to Holly.
When you talk about iconic stadiums in college football, the Big House has to be at the top of your list. One of the most unique stadiums. It is nestled down in the ground. It is loud. It is fun. Ann Arbor has one of the finest stadiums in college sports. Guys, back to you.
Holly, thank you. The Longhorns will kick off first, and here we go. And he'll just take a knee in this drive. Start at the 25. The run inside. It's Marshall. Hit and dropped, and he got nothing on first down.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Here's Bryce Underwood to throw. In the backfield, it's Marshall. Turning it on! He's at the 50. They got him free for a big gainer to the 43.
And that play works because the QB did an unbelievable job. He's going through his progressions. He's sitting in the pocket, and he sees, man, a lot of space out to his right. I get the ball to my playmaker, and he does the rest. This is what's so fun about him. He's going to make the catch. He's going to make people miss, use his speed to make big plays.
There's some room. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with a first down.
What a nice run there. And from the beginning of time, Michigan football has been synonymous with running the football. You can think back to Tyrone Wheatley, Anthony Thomas, Chris Perry, Hassan Haskins, big physical runners that also had sprinter speed and that could change the game. This dude right here, every time he has the football, he has the ability to go the distance, and that's what makes this Michigan offense so dangerous.
A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on 2nd down. Motion from the wideout. Turns up, it's Marsh. Could not make his way to the corner.
Well, that receiver's looking at his teammates like, guys, what's up? You're not going to block for me on the screen? Seriously? I mean, I just lost yards on a screenplay. How does that happen?
They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and long. Here's Underwood to throw. He did not make it. A stone wall on 3rd down.
I love the 3rd down defense. I love the defense understanding passing situation, dropping back, keeping everything in front of them, and then breaking on the football. In order to do this and be great on 3rd down, you got to do one thing really well. You've got to come up and make that tackle, and that's exactly what he did.
Field goal unit's not coming out here, guys. I think they're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th and long. Wide receiver comes in motion. Bryce Underwood to throw for it on 4th. Right side, it's Buchanan. They get him on the ground, but not before he keeps his opening drive alive with a 4th down conversion. Running the red zone, it's Marshall. He is snowed under, nowhere to go, and it'll be 2nd and long.
It's an offense that takes pride in being physical. They try to get it going on the ground, but no gain on that one.
Just nowhere to run, not a lot of wiggle room for the ball carrier.
This defense came in knowing that they had to match their physicality. Let's see if they can keep it up.
They're able to keep him from scoring as he's guided out of bounds at the 5.
I think he does a really good job on this 2nd down play of being very decisive, getting north-south, making the play, and now setting up a much better 3rd down. That's a play we can continue to run even on 3rd down right now.
Left side is Marshall. Really strong job by the defense. A negative play on 3rd down. They were banking on the yards after the catch, but that went into the negative column.
And I'm banking on the ball coming out quick. When I'm a defense and understanding 3rd and short, understand they're going to throw the ball really quickly, try to make a play. The defense knew it, broke on the football, made a nice tackle to force a 4th down.
They're going to stay aggressive and leave the offense out there on 4th down again. Going to audible here. Let's see what they do. On the move. And they'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Michigan.
And you knew his legs were a weapon, and he shows it to you right there, running it into the end zone. And this offense, man, they are a good offense, and they are in a good rhythm early in this football game. We talked about the quarterback. We talked about his speed. He can make these type of plays. And on the first drive, Palmer, the defense didn't have any answers. They better find some.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to find them, too, just because of that athleticism and just how he can attack defenses with his arm, with his feet, the different playmakers surrounding him as well. There's a lot to get prepared for in a week when you're playing against this offense, and I just think they saw everything there on that opening drive. They're going to have to do some soul-searching on the sidelines early.
This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. At the 35, he's open. And they get him down at the 43, but this is the kind of explosive play you want to build on. Here's a quick throw out to the left. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
I'll tell you, I just don't like throwing wide receiver screens against press man coverage. Receivers are not great blockers, and they just couldn't get it done there, and as a result, the offense actually loses a couple of yards.
And the Longhorns with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Might have picked up a couple on that one before he was knocked down.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Manning from the gun on 3rd down. Out wide left, it's Coleman. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another 1st down. The Longhorns have this offense rolling. On the ground, it's Smothers. Breaks into the open. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the second quarter. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the second quarter. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Arch is going to throw for it. Caught in the backfield, it's Brown. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup.
Defense has their hands full with this one. I know he's not the biggest guy playing the running back position right now, but they know he's going to be catching it too, and they're going to have to bring this guy down in space. In the passing game, they better make sure they get a lot of hats to the football. They've got their hands full.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Manning with a play fake. He wants it all. Snagged in the end zone. Touchdown, Longhorns!
And a lot of times when you get down here in the red zone, man, it's players, not plays. Finding your individual matchups that you feel very confident in. And I'm not surprised they went to their go-to wide receiver. And I'm also not surprised that he won on the outside and got the touchdown.
And they add the extra point to finish the drive. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Michigan offense heads out to get this drive started. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, how nice, too, to have the defense.
Oh, there's an alley on the left. He's at the 30. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Michigan. Rolled into the end zone, and this crowd was eating it up.
Love the play call offensively. They knew the defense were crowding a lot of bodies close to the line of scrimmage, and once they were able to get to the second level, all they had to do was make one guy miss and get one good angle, and with the speed that ball carrier has, man, that thing was a sure shot touchdown.
And the extra point was good. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Longhorns head out, hoping to move the ball on this possession. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Got some green grass. Powers through the defender. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. Solid run on the last play gives this offense another first down. Might as well give it to him again. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Here's Manning to throw. Caught in the backfield. It's Brown. He's out across the 40, out of bounds at the 41, and execution continues to be key.
Love the execution there in the screen. The running back shows pass protect. Last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him. Now he can turn upfield for a big gainer.
Manning lines up in the gun on 3rd down. Floats it out in space. Getting closer and closer to midfield. Out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 47.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
And the Longhorns have it with a 1st and 10. They go play action with Manning. They'll give him 4 on the pickup at 2nd and 6.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Offense gets set for 2nd down. Straight ahead, it's Smothers. Got the 1st down. Here's a little room there. He stopped, but he's got enough to move the chain.
What a nice run there. And I tell you, Texas has always been a place where there have been outstanding running backs. This guy is the next in line. He's got vision, he's got speed, he's got power. It always seems like it takes multiple defenders to bring him down. Huge weapon in this offense.
They'll move the wide receiver. They'll give it to him again. Give him a pickup of 2, now 2nd and 8.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Manning on play action. Grabbed behind the line. It's Brown. Great job on the containment and the tackling. They stop him for no gain.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding leverage. I can't let that fast sucker get outside of me towards the sidelines. Nice job expanding with him and then going and making a tackle. One of the hardest things to do in football is tackle guys in the open field. Great job going and getting him on the ground.
He's got enough for the 1st down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line. The Longhorns go back to work after moving the chains through the air. To throw, Manning. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
And nice answer by this defense. You give up a big play, you go take a big play. Sometimes you get down on yourselves and one play turns to 2. Nice job by this defense, getting a sack, creating some momentum.
Back to pass, it's Manning. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man to the left. Stopped at the 3, but it'll be enough to give them a 1st and goal. The Longhorns, after moving the sticks through the air, come to the line. From the red zone, it's Smothers. And he breaks the play. Touchdown, Texas!
And I love that this offense stuck to it. Stuck to the run game. Didn't panic. They got down, but they answered the bell right before the half, and they got this thing right where they want it now. They can tie this football game and hopefully go into the half with a lot of momentum.
And he splits the uprights on the extra point. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Looking for room, it's Marshall. Tackled almost immediately, not a whole lot on that one.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Underwood. Gets open down the middle. Gets it inside the 40, brought down at the 39, and they can't stop the clock. Now the Wolverines call a timeout. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Moving the pocket, it's Underwood. Stepping to the right. Trying to escape and get it himself. Ridden out of bounds at the 45, a big play for this offense.
These guys aren't human equal. I mean, they got to survey the field, throw the football, make deep passes, and then guess what else? They pull the ball down, take off, and make big chunks of plays on the ground. It's just impossible to be on defense nowadays.
Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. Michigan wants to stop the clock. They'll use a timeout. It's their second. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. And the Wolverines now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Throwing, Underwood. Escapes the pressure to his right. Inside the 40. Crosses the 35. Out of bounds there. Nice pickup on the play. Spotted at the 32.
You just can't say enough about this quarterback and how important his legs are to their success for this season, for this game, and really for this drive. Earlier, when he called his own number, it was a big gain. He does it again. He's got the knack for just understanding when to throw it, when to take off and run. You saw it right there.
Fresh set of downs going up top. Under pressure. He just throws it away, and I think the flag's going to be coming in. There it is. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Here's Bryce Underwood to throw. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete.
It's simple, but it's not easy. You know, you miss on these throws and you see the ball not go near the wide receiver, but a lot of times it has to do with the bottom half of the quarterback. And are his feet set where now he can start to move towards where he wants to throw the football? And you could tell his feet weren't set and he was drifting a little bit.
Quarterback couldn't quite make the connection on the last play. That brings up third down. Looking for a man. It's Underwood. Fires to the right. Makes a connection. He'll be stopped just outside the 20 at the 21 in the waning moments here in the first half. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to get the 3. Good right down the boulevard. And now they regain the lead.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
From deep, it's Simon. He makes the stop on the return, and that is priority one. You don't want some big return to give up a cheap touchdown on the final play of the half. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half as we head to the studio for halftime. We are just about ready to start the second half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So now the Longhorns take over and they'll send out the offense. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
Timed that hit perfectly to keep it from making the grab. It'll be third down.
And if this offense is going to get back in the football game, those are the plays they have to make. Like, they have to make contested catches. They got to find a way to get some points, to create some explosive plays. Those 50-50 balls, when you get your hand on it, man, they got to start making those plays.
about aggressive. This head coach is keeping the offense on the field inside his own 30. Fourth down, Manning. They're all over him. He's got enough for the first down, and they roll the dice and convert to keep this drive going.
It just must be so nice to be such a good athlete and to realize fourth down, I want to pass the football, nobody open, I got this. I can take off, I trust myself, and he gets the first down. And these are the ones that just frustrate, annoy defenses by fourth down on your own side of the field, and he just took matters into his own hands.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Play action. Here's Manning. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
And a big defensive tackle getting off the rock. Nice job seeing play action, understand his pass, beats the guard, gets to the quarterback, and gets the QB on the ground.
Big noise in the big house for this huge third down play. Throws to the wideout. Perfect timing on the hit to keep him from making the grab, and the defense forces a fourth down.
Really nice job by the defense. Here in the second half, they've got to have the mentality with the lead. If we just don't give up any more points, we get the W. We got to make big plays on third down. They made a big one there.
And the Longhorns will send out the punt unit. Finally sending out a punter in this one. Got to make sure they earn their letter. Catch is made at the 15. They'll get him corralled and down at about the 19-yard line. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. They believe they can run right here. Oh, he's got some space. Inside the 40. Running inside the 20. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan. On to attempt the try. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. If only it were always this easy for the offensive coordinators. One play, big chunk yardage, put points on the board just like that. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here come the Horns. They've got it again on offense. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
Long way to go on second down. Manning with a play fake. Fires to the wideout. Between the hashes, it's Wingo. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. The Longhorns come to the line on the heels of that big pass play. Quick give. It's Smothers. Got the first down. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And the Longhorns come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Manning throws for the tight end. And he was looking over the middle and couldn't make the connection.
Well, that was the guy the quarterback wanted to go to right from the jump, but a better job by the defense in coverage forcing the incomplete.
They'll need a bunch on second down. Pulls it. He'll move it ahead and a good productive play on the ground.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football that time on the option play. I know he doesn't pick up the first down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the...
Makes the catch, and he's free. He'll be stopped at the 16-yard line. It's enough for a first down in the red zone.
Really nice job responding by the offense here. They watched the opponent go down the field and score a touchdown on that last drive, and you could see the quarterback there in the commercial break. He's telling his guys, let's go. We're going to go get this one. Everybody lock in. And that's what you're seeing on this drive. Doing a really, really nice job. They look confident. They're trying to score a touchdown themselves.
The Longhorns want to move quickly. One more time, it's Brown. Taken down.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down, they can't pick up the first without scoring. Turns into the pile. Good effort, but he's going to come up a little bit short. It'll be fourth down and 1. Facing this double-digit deficit here in the second half, almost a no-brainer to go for it on fourth down. He'll sneak it. And he's brought down, but they believe the offense could convert the fourth down, and it paid off.
Listen, when you got a big sucker like that at quarterback, all he's got to do is lean forward, and he's going to get that fourth down. He just does a great job getting behind the offensive line, falling forward, and getting the big fourth down conversion.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Texas. Getting set for the point after. And the extra point pulls them to within 3, 24-21. 75 yards on the touchdown drive, and he got into the house from the 6 to finish it. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. Final play of the quarter coming. They're going to test the right side with this one. Got room at the 35. There he goes. The 30. Past the 10. Touchdown, Wolverines. He got a step and just dusted the field.
Man, this guy is such a weapon because he's so dangerous if he gets into the second level. Great vision, and then he shows you the speed.
Just straight wheels, erasing angles. A lot of times when you're chasing guys that are so fast like this, you're like, I got him, I got him. No, I do not. What a big, long touchdown run. Pad those stats, young fella.
When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the fourth quarter. Fielded in the end zone. It's Simon. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. The Texas offense makes its way out to begin the drive. They're in a precarious spot here, that lofty perch in the rankings, hanging in the balance unless they can do something to save themselves here.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Got 8 on first down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. They go play action with Manning. Rolls right. He's going to run it. He's run out of bounds and didn't gain an inch on the play.
Yeah, I think that's nice discipline by this defense. Doing a good job playing inside out, using the sideline to their advantage, kind of stringing it out, not giving up yards. This is a really good job by the defense, playing fast and playing smartly.
Burrowing for yardage. Really nice job to get it past the sticks, pick up the first down at the 30.
Well, the good news is you got the first down running it there on 2nd and short, but the bad news is you're down by quite a bit here in the fourth quarter, and 2, 3, 4-yard gains aren't going to get it done. You've got to start chucking this thing vertically to get back in the game.
Uh-oh, look out. There he goes. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. The Longhorns headed quickly to the line.
And, man, this is more of the same for this dude toting the pill. Like, they keep giving it to him, and he keeps producing. Another chunk play. Like, I don't expect that they'll change much to do with this offense because every time they give it to him, he's chewing up some yards, and good things are happening.
Holds on, Ncaa25. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down.
Well, down 2 possessions. Good news is you get the completion. Bad news, though, did not get out of bounds. You know right now, saving the clock. That is at a premium for this offense.
And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
Yeah, and I think you know the situation as a defender, and you know you're up by a score, and you know exactly what's going on with the offense. They got to make some big plays here in the fourth quarter. Nice job playing the deep ball, staying deep, and not giving up the big play.
Arch Madness. Back's got it on the screen. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain.
Screen pass just not working there. You figure at this point of the game, trailing, you're going to have to be more aggressive and take some shots. You usually run screen passes when you think there's going to be a blitz, but because the defense has the lead, they're just sitting back and playing big zones.
Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
Well, this quarterback normally makes defenses look very silly week in, week out with his speed, but he has yet to face a defense like this. This defense accepted the challenge. They have stepped up. They have been disruptive. They have been living in the backfield.
Wait just a minute, guys. The offense looks as if they're going for it in their own end. Manning to throw for it on 4th. Unloads to the wideout. He's got it. He will be stopped short of the line to gain, and they'll turn it over on downs.
And the sense of urgency has got to go up now for the defense, right? You just failed on 4th down. You're trailing just under 3 minutes to go. What can the defense do? Can you create a turnover? Can you at least get a quick 3 and out to give yourselves a chance to win?
Wolverines offense heads out, ready to go on the attack. After that last explosive running play, David, why not just try it again, right?
I mean, why not? Such a big, long, explosive run. You think, Jesse, maybe give it to him again? Or you say, hey, keep it. Throw that thing out there.
I think you keep it on the ground, David. Honestly, I was watching the offensive line. They were fired up after that long touchdown run. You know they just want to go back out there again and get some push.
Reels it in. Turning it on. Oh, what a big play for this offense as they get it to the 33-yard line. The Wolverines racing to the line in the hurry-up. Wide receiver going in motion. Caught in the backfield, it's Marsh. And he goes down after making the grab. Picked up a few, but he's still short of the first down marker.
You got to love how they just continue to do what they do. It's the fourth quarter. You got a lead. There's no reason to get conservative. We're a passing offense. Great job on first down. Better job on second down. This offense continuing to stay in a rhythm.
On the option. He'll pitch it. Could be an out. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines! Great job by the back on the option.
And the offense doing a nice job mixing the option play on that drive. They're able to get the defense outflanked. Nice decision by the QB, pitching it outside wide, and the running back using his speed.
And that extra point is a big one as they now have a 3-possession, 17-point lead in the fourth. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Here's Arch to throw. He wants a big play here late. He's got it down the field. And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line.
Hey, take it. 22-90 bouncing. 22-90 bouncing. Go.
Left side is Wingo. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running.
Yeah, and David, you just wonder at this point, is it just too little too late?
Makes a deep grab. Touchdown, Longhorn. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And the score comes on a 35-yard pass for 6. He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done.
Well, here in the fourth quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
Comes the Michigan offense. So the defense can't stop the clock 3 times here, so they can't just kneel on it. The offense coughs it up. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. He's into the open down the middle. At the 20. The defense has it in the waiting moments, trying to keep them alive, and he scores. Ready to try the point after. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. The scoop and score. What a lift it can give to the defense. Not content to get the ball. They wanted to do something with it, and they did. Few anxious moments there, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get the ball. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Okay, Justin, this is a little bit of a tight spot. You'd love to be aggressive enough to get the first down, but you've got to take care of the ball first.
No doubt. I was going to say, ball security is at a premium.
There he goes to the left. Touchdown, Michigan. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch it. And it looks as if they'll have all the subtlety of a sledgehammer as they bring in the jumbo dudes for the 2-point try. Quarterback will keep it. He's not going to make it stop short of the goal line, and they are unable to extend this lead any further. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. Manning on play action. Buying time to his right. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Oh, it's picked off. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. And now when you have a solid lead like this, Jesse, you find out, can you deliver the knockout punch?
And we're expecting them to come out here and just...
Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
Man, a lot of coaches talk about starting the drive positive and a first play that can get you going. The QB just kept backing up and going backwards, and that is not the start to the drive they were looking for.
He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection.
I'll tell you, when this guy's in a rhythm, he never misses. And you've seen that in this game. Very, very accurate up to this point. That time, though, a little bit out of rhythm, and I think that's why he missed that throw.
After the missed connection, it's third down for this offense. Here's Underwood to throw. Rush is on. Rolling, throwing, looking right. And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down.
Oof, you got to be careful if you're the quarterback there. Third down, you know, you see a lot of exotic coverages by the defense. That time they played zone, and he tried to force that football into a real tiny window. He's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on fourth down. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. He's going to change things up against this defensive look. Fourth down, Underwood throws to the wideout. And it's incomplete, and this defense makes a fourth down stop.
Well, great defense on that one. They were ready for pass, and they forced the incompletion. They're coming off the field. That's a big win for this defense.
They'll start this drive at their own 48. Throwing Manning. He's taking the deep shot. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I think the frustrating thing for this offense at this point is they've had a lot of success, and still they find themselves down on the scoreboard. And so I think if you're going to get back in this game, you've got to go back to the well. Think about the play calls that have worked for you in this game, where you found success, where you found your explosive plays. Don't be afraid to call those plays again right now in this 2-minute situation.
It's a first down. They'll stop the clock to reset the chains. Offense up tempo. Looking to throw, it's Manning. Escapes the pressure going right. Hit as he throws. Just barely got rid of it.
And it comes up empty there, but that's exactly what this offense needs to keep doing. They keep throwing the football. Like, don't quit. Don't give up. I know you're down a couple of possessions, but you want to show your team, man, that we're always going to fight no matter what the scoreboard is. That's what we are. That's who we are.
And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line. The timeout stops the clock with 10 seconds to play. Third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. Manning trying to quiet this crowd. Oh, pressure's coming. The pass is incomplete, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left. They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play.
And this offense has another opportunity to put a scoring drive together. They've done a really good job.
Now, wait just a second here. I don't see the kicker coming out. I think they're going to go for it here. Fourth down, Manning. Going to take a shot. Touchdown, Longhorns! They went for it all, and it paid off with the score. You want to talk about big-time throws. This dude has a missile launcher attached to his shoulder.
And he fired that missile in the perfect area. But how about the receiver? You got to go up and make a play, too. Catch the ball with everybody around you. You know where the ball's going, and he's still able to come down with it. What a play.
Guys, if you want to go strictly by the rankings, I guess this was an upset, but to my eyes, we saw two really good teams slug it out, and one of them came out on top.
Yeah, two really good teams, man. That's a reason why they're both ranked. They're both really good, and I tell you what, getting this win proves something to everyone else now. Like, I was ranked below this squad. You beat a team that's ranked above you. Now you start to climb up the charts, build some momentum. This squad's about to get some more respect, Palmer.
I think good teams find ways to win games, especially in a game like this. Two ranked opponents, evenly matched. Who's going to be able to make the plays when it matters the most? You got to give this team credit. This is a big win. It's impressive, and now they get to move up the rankings.
This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football. For David Palmer, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis, saying goodbye, everybody. Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. We have a ranked versus unranked battle coming up here, and you know how chaos can ensue if they start smelling an upset. It's the Cincinnati Bearcats and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with you. Let's say hello to our friend Holly Rowe on the sideline.
Guys, when I walk out onto the grass here at Saban Field, this is one of the most iconic places in all of college sports. When Bryant-Denny is good, it's one of the most dynamic home field crowds. They are so excited to welcome back their Crimson Tide, and they are really loud early in this pregame. I'll keep you posted on how loud, how crazy, and how frenetic it gets here for the Crimson Tide. Back to you.
Okay, Holly. The Bearcats headed toward the ball, and we are ready for action. Fielded in the end zone, it's Scott. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Trying to establish the run. Got it across the 20 and out to the 23, a pickup of 4. Alabama pushing the tempo.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
They give it to him again. He'll be dropped.
You got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. Then if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can. But great job in the base defense making a play.
Third down, and they'll need 5 to keep this opening drive moving. Austin Mack. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. That was not on the opening script of plays. The turnover as the defense makes a play early. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Caught behind the line. It's Gibson. Breaks into the open. Headed to the end zone. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Cincinnati!
This receiver is dangerous because of what he can do after the catch. Once he has the football, he is so good at making defenders miss. You saw it on that play.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. That's taking advantage of a golden opportunity set up with great field position, and they struck quickly for the touchdown. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Tide ready to roll on offense. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Stop behind the line, he'll lose a yard.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction. Not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting...
And the heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
That is how you start a drive. Meet the physical challenge on first down. Rush the quarterback, get the sack on second down, and now put him in a 3rd and long situation. Nice job by this defense.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Mack. Look out. Throws to the tight end. Big hit, knocks the ball away, and it'll force him into a 4th down.
Coaches look at this stat every single football game. How do you execute on 3rd down? And a lot of times, man, it's about being in position and making plays, and that's exactly what he did. The right spot, breaking on the football, being physical, setting the tone in this football game.
That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Moves to his right. Unleashes one. And the defense forced that incompletion with the deflection.
Really nice job by the defender knocking that one away in man coverage. And he knew coming into this one that he was going to get attacked and they were going to throw his way. So he's showing you right now. He is dialed in, locked in. Really nice job on that coverage.
5-yard gain on that play. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Man, it's easy to call plays when you're getting 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground. Like, why would I get complicated? Why would I get complex? Like, up front right now, this group just win, fall forward, get that good gain, stay ahead of the sticks, don't have to get in bad situations. This defense better respond, or else I'll do that all the way down the field.
Great job by the running back here on that 3rd down catch. There was no wasted movement. As soon as he got the ball in his hands, he turned around and he got upfield. That's what you got to do. You got to be decisive on these 3rd down type plays to move the sticks.
Grabbed behind the line, it's Johnson. Makes the grab, but down immediately. He picks up a few.
I like the slot receiver because he gives his quarterback a good option working the middle of the field. He's a nice weapon in this offense.
Out wide left, it's Johnson. Makes the grab and room to run. A likely touchdown-saving tackle, but the catch and run takes it down to the 7. They'll run it in the red zone. It's Johnson. No room to run, and he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and goal. Dropping back, it's French. Here comes the heat. Touchdown, Bearcats! Right on the money, and he makes the grab in the end zone.
And this offense right now, they're doing some damage through the air. That's now their 2nd passing touchdown. They thought coming into this game they were going to have some matchups on the perimeter of the field that they could take advantage of, and they've done that so far here today.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Gonna run it. It's Hill. He's past the sticks. Oh, he's got some space. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. They're going to go right back to him on 1st down.
And I go back to him again, too, man. I mean, just the big play, the play before, and they say, why not? Try it again, get it to their running back, try to create some space. Better job by the defense being gap sound, coming downhill, not letting him break tackles and make a big play.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Hand it to the back.
Ball carried by the running back. Loses 3. Brings up 3rd down.
Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. Throwing Mack. Fires to the wideout. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
I want to give a shout out to the defense there on 3rd down, doing a really nice job disguising their coverage because it looked like they confused the quarterback on 3rd down. Really nice job getting back into that zone and making sure that ball falls in.
Wait just a second. They're leaving the offense on the field. They're going to go for it in this situation. Mack to throw for it on 4th. Unloads to the wideout. And it's incomplete way downfield, and the defense rises to the occasion.
And this offense chooses to be aggressive. Listen, once you start getting to midfield, you see most offenses be aggressive, and they took their chance, and they failed. Now, early in the game, a chance to create momentum to swing back to the other side of the football field.
Motion from the wide receiver. Scanning the field, it's French. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly.
Well, the offense taking a shot after getting the takeaway. They're in what's called the fringe area. It's not quite the red zone, but it's a good spot to throw posts, to throw goes, to throw deep corner routes, smash routes. And that's exactly what they were thinking that time. Just a little bit off on the throw. Nice play by the defense, but I love the aggressive nature that time by the O.
Running inside, it's Johnson. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37. The Bearcats moving quickly to the line.
And how about that? Right after they get the explosive play running the ball, they're going right back to the line of scrimmage for some tempo.
Making the adjustment. Fresh center downs going to the air. Out. Oh, he just handled it poorly, and it's a fumble. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
Great job by the defense in the back end that time. He made the catch, and he had a little wiggle room to run afterwards, but they were able to get to him, rip the football out, and that is a massive takeaway for the defense.
First play of the drive comes from the 22. Takes the handoff. It's Hill. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play. That's the end of the quarter, and Cincinnati is on top. As we get a look at some stats, this is the best start they could have hoped for. Now the challenge here, they've taken a punch, but they can't let it get out of hand as we start the second. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. They'll go play action with Mack. Rush right in his face. Connection to the right. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. The Crimson Tide with the aerial assault working back at it here. Now they'll run it to the right here. Found a little crease and turned that into a productive run. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5.
And you're seeing the offense now mix up the tempos. After a successful run, they're now going hurry up.
Might as well run him again. Hit and stopped right there. Not much on that pickup.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Now the toss. Perfectly timed on that pitch, and they pick up the first down on the play. This Alabama offense is clicking. They're set up with another first down. They'll go play action with Mack. Oh, he wants it all. Goes high to pull it in. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11. This offense has had trouble getting it in gear, but maybe a little life here on 1st and 10. Tough run here. It's Hill. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone.
And I think offense is showing they are willing to run the football, even if they don't get big gains. Just those body blows that can sometimes wear out a defense and keep the balance on offense so I can be explosive.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Rides to the back, and he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
That last play, not what they had in mind, and they've got a long way to go to get it close to the goal line to pick up a first down. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Mack. Right side, it's Hill. And he'll run into the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
Really nice job by the quarterback getting through his progression. He wanted to throw that football down the field, but nobody was open. He never forgot about his running back, running the swing route, spitting it out to the perimeter, and letting him do the rest for a touchdown.
And he puts through the extra point. And that was not what they had in mind as the kickoff sails out of bounds. They'll take the penalty and move them back. Offense working from the pistol. Tells the play fake, wants to throw on first down. Takes a hit as he fires. On target over the middle. There he goes. And he was off to the races. Finally tripped up at the 36. A 1st and 10 for this offense. From the gun, it's Johnson. Just enough room to gain a couple down to the 34.
Nice first down defense. Great job being physical, understanding the chances of run or high. They come up, they get the back on the ground, forcing a 2nd down and long situation.
Can't hang on after the hit, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, this offense has gone his way early and often in this game. They've gotten into a nice rhythm. That time, though, the defense was expecting the throw going his way. They put a really nice hit on him to force the incompletion.
The Tide crowd rolling noise down on the Saban field on 3rd down. Sets his feet. It's French. Good job just to get rid of that one. Field goal unit's not coming out here, guys. I think they're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th and long. Changing the routes with his receiver. Snapped on 4th down. Throws to the wideout. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Takes it the other way. He's at the 40. The 20. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. They'll run it. It's Hill. Runs it into the house. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. To be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Still looking to his right. Got the first down himself. All the way out across the 45-yard line. Mark it out of bounds at the 46. We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the first half.
You could tell he saw that grass open up, and he was not handing that football off. He was taking it himself. His eyes got enormous, chewed up the big play. Nice big chunk play for this offense.
He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
And the Bearcats with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Wants to throw. It's French. Out wide right, it's Perry. Open space at the 25. Inside the 15. Out of bounds at the 14-yard line. The offense looking for a score.
And that's a good lesson for quarterbacks out there. When you're throwing to your running backs, if you get it to them early and they've got some space around them, they can do damage. And that's exactly what happened there. These guys are trained to be great once they have the ball in their hands. He makes people miss. He shows you the speed, and it's a big chunk play in the pass game.
You know, as a quarterback, you believe in your matchup. And my running back, if I can get him the ball in space, he's going to win a lot of times. He did in that time. The defense was ready. Nice job in the open field making the nice tackle.
And the offense found no success with the backward-going pass. How about a forward pass on 2nd and long? Makes the grab. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. Well, he made the grab, but the doors closed quickly after that.
And I like this. I want to find my running back, but man, he's got to do a little more damage after the catch. I need a stiff arm. I need a spin move. I need something where he can make that guy miss and pick up a bunch of yards and maybe get a big play out of it.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Just gets rid of it to avoid the sack.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on 3rd down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. 4th down, baby.
Right down the boulevard. It's good. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Austin Mack. Going deep. Leaping grab for a big gain. Oh, it's a fumble. Scooped it. Scored it. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Bama. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point splits the uprights. That kind of drive will boost your confidence. One play, hit the big pass, put a touchdown on the board. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Looking to throw, it's French. Can't hold on in the face of the contact.
Well, they're trying to get the big fella the football in the passing game, but they haven't been able to do that yet. He is a really nice target with his size and his athleticism, but him and the QB, they just don't seem to be on the same page right now.
2nd and long here. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. Incomplete, a 50-50 ball won by no one that time.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
They come to the line facing 3rd and long from the 25. From the gun, wants to pass. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
And it's a good sign for this defense, man. The first 2 drives, they put scoring drives together. And they didn't get stops when they needed it. On the 3rd downs, nice job coming up big on a 3rd down, forcing the 4th down, and hopefully now getting off the field.
Guys, look at this. I'm surprised. They're going to gamble and go for it here on 4th down. Snapped it, and he has to have it. And it's incomplete. The long pass on 4th down is to no avail.
That's a great job there by the defense here early in this game, getting a huge stop, and they've got an opportunity to make the opponent pay. Offense taking over now in great field position. Let's see what they can do here from a play calling standpoint to try to put some points on the board.
This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Mack. Got his man on the outside. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. One more snap coming before halftime. They'll go play action with Mack. Going for 6. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama! He'll try to tack on one more. The kick is up and good, and put one more on the lead. They got the ball in great field position, and bam, bam, 2 plays and into the end zone. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. To throw, it's French. Under pressure. The pass falls incomplete, and that's how we'll finish this half. That's going to wrap it up here in the first half. Stay tuned. Second half not too far away. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. The Bearcats offense heads out to get things started on this drive. They got a lot done through the air in the first half, and they might need even more production here in the second. It's a seam wide open. At the 30, the 10, touchdown Bearcats. He found some open space and turned on the Jets. They'll try to get the 2-point conversion here and make it a 3-point game. Motion from the wideout. Fake to the back, wants to throw it. Incomplete. What a fight for that one in midair, but neither guy could come down with it. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Alabama offense coming onto the field. So after watching their defense immediately give up a touchdown drive here in the third quarter, they'll try to answer here. Gets it across the 30 to the 31, a pickup of 5. Alabama quickly back to the line.
The offense has a little bit of success on the ground, and they're up. Look at them. They're ready to go again. Back on the line of scrimmage, ready to run another play.
Got his man on the right. And the explosiveness, the big gainer gets it to the 49-yard line. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Hill. They got it blocked just enough, and a good gain on that run.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Tight end now in motion. Keep it on the ground. A disastrous play. Stopped well behind the line. He'll lose 9.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
Alabama with a ton of ground to cover on this 3rd down. Gonna run it. It's Hill. Turning it on. And he was on his way, and they get him down at the 30. Alabama rolling quickly downfield, set up with another 1st down.
Well, they're able to catch the defense off guard. They're obviously thinking pass. This back is dangerous on 1st down, 2nd, and 3rd. And
snags it, and he's open. And they finally get him stopped, but it's a big throw and catch, and he's down at the 5. On 1st and goal, let's see if Alabama can get it in the end zone. Run in the red zone, it's Hill. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2.
1st down and goal, I bet you the percentages are really high for run, and this defense was ready for it. They got to match the physicality right here, right now in this situation.
They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. Just hammering it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone. Lining up to add another. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. So a well-executed 8-play, 75-yard drive. And finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. And a special teams miscue as the kickoff goes out of bounds. And the penalty accepted, and they'll move them back. They'll run it. Still on his feet at the 45. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38. Running game got it done on the last play. Now it's 1st down. Tells to run. Wants to pass. Rolls right. Looking to the big tight end. Right side, it's Grover. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18. Really good patience and recognition. And how about the tight end just finding a hole and settling and waiting until the quarterback saw it?
And the play completely changes. Once my QB gets outside the pocket, I got to see it, and I got to start working towards him, or if I'm near him, working away. Nice job being on the same page, getting the 1st down.
They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29.
All right, offense has got to be better. You've done a nice job getting the football to this point in the red zone, but now you can't go backwards. You've got to be able to get rid of the football if it's not there, and that was a terrible play giving up the sack.
That last sack got them behind the sticks. It's 2nd and long here. Sets his feet. It's French. Looking for his man. Timed it perfectly to knock him free. Forces the 3rd down.
Well, you wonder that time if the QB was just forcing that one over to his running back. He's already made some catches in this game. The defense is aware of that, though, and that time they had outstanding coverage. There was no way that was going to be complete.
A veritable crimson tide of noise on Saban Field here on 3rd down. Quarterback signaling to his guys. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Can't hang on after the hit, and it'll be 4th down.
And the offense got themselves in a tough situation. 3rd and long, so hard to execute, especially when the field starts to shrink. But the good news is they got a field goal in their back pocket.
Now, wait just a second here. I don't see the kicker coming out. I think they're going to go for it here. Needs it here on 4th down. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. Desperately wanted to convert on 4th down, but couldn't do it.
That is just a play you have got to be able to come up with. They don't get bigger than that. 4th down, you've got to make the catch. Whether it's a perfect throw or whether it's off of your body, you're good enough and you're athletic enough to haul that play, and you've got to make the play for your quarterback and your offense to keep that drive alive. He's not able to come up with it.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
They'll go play action with Mack. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
Well, on offense, no doubt, right? You've had success. You're throwing some tutties. Why not keep throwing it? They're going to keep being aggressive. You're going to have to do a better job, though, keeping this quarterback standing up.
Motion from the back. Mack from the gun on 3rd down. Intercepted. That is just what this defense needed. Going the other way, and he's got room. The 10. In with the pick 6. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
And this defense comes up with another big play, man. They get the pick 6. They get the mistake. They've been flying all over the field, playing well with their hair on fire, Palmer, forcing some turnovers, really doing a good job of confusing this QB.
Yeah, and on offense for the quarterback, you've got to stop with the turnovers. Now, obviously, turnovers lose you games. When you allow defensive touchdowns, the analytics show you your losing probability goes way up. Right now, they'd be out comfortably ahead if he would just stop giving the football to the other team. They need to settle him down before he gets back out on the field.
He'll bring it out. It's Scott. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. They'll try to put something together, backed up a bit, starting at their own 13. Going to the running game. Just wanted to find a little space to run and ekes out some to get it up to the 21. Alabama pushing the tempo.
Well, we're not quite in the 4th quarter yet. We're almost there, but you're seeing the attitude shift now for this offense. They've got the lead, so they've got to be able to run the football. You're going to see a lot more of that, I think, as this game keeps going on. They're trying to wear this defense down when the game is almost over.
They'll need to convert this 3rd down from their own 22 to get this drive jump-started. Makes the grab in their space. The 40, the 30, inside the touchdown time. Once he got a step, it was all over, right to the house.
When you have so many playmakers on offense like they do, they can score quickly. You just saw it right there.
They'll line up to go for 2. Makes the grab in the end zone for the 2 as they extend the lead. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And the capper came on that scintillating 78-yarder for 6. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Thought we might see some of this. They'll go to the Wildcat formation here. On the snap, it's Johnson. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line. So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. We take just a minute to look at the stats as they are threatening to put this one away. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. Making the adjustment on the play. Looking downfield, it's French. Out wide right, it's Henry. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. New set of downs after the completion.
Well, you got to think here offensively that you may have 2 more possessions in this game. You can still win, but you've got to be aggressive. You've got to start taking shots vertically down the field, throwing to your best players.
Winning first down is such a big deal on defense, like getting them into more predictable situations, more passing situations. Nice job not giving up a lot of run after contact on that first down.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Gets the back moving. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
When you talk about versatility at the running back spot, you got to talk about this guy in the conversation. He already has caught a touchdown in this one. They're still trying to throw him the football. That one goes incomplete, but I would keep this up if I'm on offense.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
And you got to expect this offense to go for it again here on 4th down, right? Obviously trailing, we're in the second half, but we saw them try to go for it on 4th down early.
Hold on a minute. The offense still out there going for it in their own territory. Got to make the play on 4th. At the 45 on his way. Dragged to the ground, but not before. He's converted to 4th down to keep the drive going. Really good job there. Don't force anything. Take your time, and he finds his man for the first down.
Yeah, and I think really good job by seeing the defense. Understand that they're dropping back. They're taking away most things. All right, get the ball to my running back. He can make plays after he catches it. Nice job by the quarterback seeing the situation and where to go with the football.
A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on 2nd down. Dropping back, it's French. Caught over the middle, it's Johnson. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. He wants to throw it again. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. Got enough space, and he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Bearcats! Now a 2-point conversion attempt coming up. They'll go to the air. He's got it for the 2. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. That last score the defense allowed made it a 1-possession game, and there is plenty of pressure to have a productive drive here. Tackled behind the line, and he'll lose 1 on the play.
And I think if you're the head coach, defensively now, obviously, you've got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. You're trailing at this point, and the offense is going to be running the football, trying to bleed the clock. They're going to take as much time off the game clock as they can before snapping it. You've got to start thinking about using some of those timeouts.
Hit and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Offenses want to get the ball to their playmakers really fast, and they try to throw the wide receiver screen, but how about the defender? He was right there in his space, got him on the ground as soon as he caught it. He was ready for that play.
What a big play this one could be. Tight game, getting late, 3rd and long coming up. They're all over it. And that one's incomplete. Worth taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
Both of these offenses just up and down the field, scoring at will. This QB's already got over 150 passing yards in the game, so he's not going to stop slinging it. Which defense can get a stop?
They'll keep the offense on the field on 4th down already with a 1-possession lead. They'll go play action with Mack. Blasted as he lets it go. And make the catch, and the defense will force the turnover on downs.
That's a gutsy call, and I know the analytics world says to go for it more often, but when you're in your own territory and now you turn the football over to the other team, points are so much easier to get. Obviously, I know, Jesse, it didn't take a color commentator to figure that out.
Really good running, gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16. Down, and it's as if this crowd senses they can help them get a huge stop. Grabbed in the backfield, it's Gibson. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
That quarterback putting his face in the fan, I love it. Coming up quickly, making a tackle in space.
Already in field goal range, but now trying to convert this 3rd and long from the 20. The defense coming out to protect the lead, but this offense still has plenty of time. Likely their final drive. Hits inside, it's Perry. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. Deep into the 4th quarter of this game, down by 6. They'll have to go for it on 4th down. Complete out of the backfield. And he's brought down, but he picks up the first down, and the gamble pays off. The Tide will have to call their first timeout. And they're really frustrated having to use that after giving up the first down. I'm sure they hope they don't have to exhaust all 4 downs, but it probably is 4-down territory as they look to take the lead with a touchdown. They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. Nothing doing, and he was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage at 2nd and goal.
Linebackers in today's football, obviously, guys have gotten smaller. They got to play in space more, cover fast guys out on the perimeter. But how about this linebacker coming downhill and making a physical tackle in the hole?
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Moves the pocket. It's French. And he gets it away.
This really has been a masterclass by the quarterback with decision-making, right? We've already seen him throw multiple touchdown passes in the game. He's understood when to take his shots and when to throw it away when things aren't there like in that last play.
It's 3rd and goal and 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Big fella moving. Touchdown, Bearcats! The finisher, the exclamation point on that drive. A huge point after this for the lead. And that extra point was good, and now they have the lead in the 4th. And that one ought to set us up for quite a finish. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll go play action with Mack. Incomplete. Big fight for the ball, but it falls to the ground.
And I'm so interested to see how this young man responds, man. Like, he has been really good all game long. Put up some big numbers, but now it's prime time. It's a big moment. Can he step up in this spotlight, make a big drive, make a big play for his team to maybe go win this football game?
Coaches talk about running with violence, running with bad intentions. That's what that looks like as he gets it up to the 32. From the gun on third down, it's Mack. Incomplete. They fought for it, but it just squirted harmlessly to the ground.
Well, if that last incompletion's any indicator, it's going to be hard to convert this 4th and short coming up. You're trailing late in the game. You've got to come up with a big completion, but where are you going to go? Where's your best matchup here on this next critical down?
The give on 4th down. He did not get there, and they'll have to give up the football, and they might have just seen this game slip away. Don't want to risk anything here. The quarterback takes a knee. With yet another unranked team taking down a ranked opponent, does a portal help level this out a little bit where it's really difficult to know which team should be ranked in the first place?
I think the portal certainly helps. At the end of the day, though, they just wanted it more today, and that win is going to help recruiting. It's going to help their confidence moving forward. I know this, David, every team on the rest of their schedule, they're now taking account and notice of this team.
And I completely agree. Like, you start to build momentum, and then momentum helps you find more guys in the portal and helps high school recruiting. So big ranked win today, and hey, who knows, maybe this gets them in the rankings in the near future.
That's going to do it for us as the season marches on. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.